Let's jump into some dimensional challenges. What do we have? Entropic Agony. Your units are heartless and your deck is filled with dead weight. Can the power of entropy lead you to victory? So, what do we have? Armchair General. Your general enters with Zap 10 and Heartless. Friendly units get Heartless. And add 5 dead weight to your starting deck. Well, Heartless means we can't heal them. So, well, Lunar Coven is not gonna be too happy about that. Madam Lion's Mane I think can work pretty well as a Armchair General. We're also playing Pyre of Entropy. Add a Vengeful Shard to your deck after each battle. Draw 1 extra card for every 2 Blights in your deck. That works fairly well with the 5 dead weights from Heavy. So we're drawing a bunch of cards, but a couple of them are gonna be dead weights. We already have the Vengeful Shards from the Covenant rank, so we're gonna get lots of draw. We might even want to remove a dead weight or 2. Because we're gonna have 7, we're going to draw 3 extra cards, then 8, that's 4 extra cards, and after 5-3 we're gonna have 10, so that's 5 extra cards, and then we draw a full hand every turn. So from that point out, we can remove our dead weights. Yeah. Let's jump into it. This does seem pretty challenging, but I think it's fairly doable. Silent Sentinel, without the ability to restore you to full health, and then regen not being useful either. It's pretty annoying. Gravity is very good though. I mean, Lone Coat can just be good. And like, friendly units having Heartless, that really, as in the picture, that really works pretty alright with fungi stacks. Because they usually can't be healed anyways. Because they lose their stacks and their max HP that way. I love man-eating. We could also go with spreading lots of decay. We would need a way to keep our units alive. Maybe, it's not gonna be easy. I was hoping for the incant champion, so we could add extra troop. I really do like man-eating a lot, but I think, I think I'm gonna go with the action option and see if we can make something work thanks to that. I don't hate the Vola's Tuning Fork. Alright, dead weights are unpurchable and so are the Vengeful Shards, so we won't be able to get rid of any of our Blights. Guess we could just make a thick deck. We don't currently have any consume cards, but I do like Twin Mines in general. But I think for now, let's just grab the Vola's Tuning Fork. That helps us so much with our Ember management, especially if we draw a lot of Vengeful Shards. Hi, Killer Penguin! Glad to see you. Well, you're not gonna be able to heal, but you're still our tankiest frontliner. So we can have these guys on the other 2 floors. We don't currently have any way to generate troops, so we'll have to see. What can we even propagate? This is only just 20 health right now, right? The regen doesn't do anything on Heartless unit. We don't currently have any statuses that we want to propagate on friendly units either. I mean, nothing I could play here matters, so guess I don't have to. Wait. No, I could have killed the backliner. Whoops. and prevented some damage that way. No decay here. We do put a bunch of decay on that guy, but it's not gonna be enough. Ascent, that's not what I want. Let's drop a Spear Steward and start working on this backline unit. Literally 1 damage short of killing this guy. No we're not. There we go. They die on the top floor. And that guy will die to decay. So we're already fine. Now we just need... Wait, we're already good? How are we already good? Where's our damage coming from? Oh, it's the action. The action happens... Unlike a resolve, action happens every combat turn. So yeah, we actually have a really good boss killer unit. I didn't quite realize that. I thought it was just... This clears out backliners for free, but... And adds a little bit of damage. But no, it adds a lot of damage to bosses. We have a very good relentless killer that way. Yeah. We also have lots of draw. I love zapping enemy units. We don't currently have anything useful to propagate. Glow up is a pretty good spell in general, I think. Do we want to start getting some stuff to propagate, or do we prefer to get the propagate out of the way first? We do have the decay to propagate, so like a proliferate is not all bad. We're never gonna like create a huge troop stack yet, but Loam Coat could eventually help quite a bit with that. I'm gonna get a glow up. The repositioning aspect can also be nice. Moon Pixie giving a bunch of conduit helps with the Witch Weaves. It's not really where I want to go with that. We can apply Dazed, but we can't propagate Dazed. Dazed is immune, like propagate says except Dazed, so unfortunately that's not an option. We could grab a Moon Pixie just to have some decent damage spells. We're not gonna need Ember as much with the Tuning Fork. We're also not gonna need Draw at all with the Pyre of Entropy and the dead weights we have in the deck. So mostly it's just we're gonna get Capacity and probably Capacity and Ember. Maybe Ember first, we'll see what we draft. Yeah, Conduit can also be propagated, so that's the true reason to go with that. Let's go for some unit upgrades. Maybe make our frontliner tankier. Multi-strike? Okay, now I really want a good backline unit. Amorous Enoki. Apply regen and +1 health to friendly unit. Well, the +1 health would be a good way to get some defensive scaling, but I think Cluster Kernel is the better option. Just getting extra spawns. Not sure if I want a multi-strike on you though. You're kind of not hitting very hard. If we could find a way to get rage or anything and propagate that, we could certainly change that, but I don't think we have a way to gain rage in Under Legion. There is definitely not one in Lunar Coven, but I don't think there is one in Under Legion either, so let me look at the Under Legion cards again. I'm not super familiar with them yet. I know the general gist. Yeah, like I forgot Mitosis Cap exists, for example. That's certainly an interesting one. What ways do we have to scale our damage? Mostly it's just like making big troops or applying decay. There are some specific damage spells as well, but very limited, like Pox and Breathe In and Wrecking Pain. Oh no, Inhale is what it's called. Rot, of course. But mostly it's gonna come, our damage is mostly gonna need to come from decay here. Sure, we can have some multi-strike, but we're not gonna make these units big. And if I wanna be able to descend Cluster Kernel to my Lion's Mane floor with gravity, then Cluster Kernel needs some extra health. So let's get that. We could still go with multi-strike, but now we're not getting an attack upgrade. So if anything, I'm less interested in it. Let's reroll. Oh, there's Large Stone and Smidge Stone combo. But I can afford only one of those two. I am gonna grab the extra damage on you. We could technically just Large Stone the Silent Sentinel. Get a bunch of extra health on it. And then Moon Pixie, we need to find another way to get you to the relevant floor. Because you don't survive a gravity. Especially not because you're giving extra conduit on the floor. So that's gonna be a bit of a bummer. Let's see. We do have extra enemies on all floors, so I think we're gonna go with Lion's Mane on the top floor. And yeah, I do think I wanna have a Silent Sentinel there with them. Sure, we don't have like an easy way to deal with those. I mean, what am I saying? We do have an easy way to deal with those guys. A very easy way, in fact. Let's slam the first long coat onto Sentinel. And let's start getting rid of some of these more damaging units. I do like that Lion's Mane is gonna be our boss killer and our sweeper at the same time. That is very useful to have in one unit. Let's start taking out these weak enemies. We don't have anything to propagate but the troop, so we do that. What do I care about more? You're gonna die on the next floor, so this is 12 damage. I wouldn't even kill you, so yeah, we just slap that stuff on those guys, reduce the damage we're gonna be taking. I just realized the Heartless leaves like a black spot on their chest, and here it's on the top fungi. Let's keep you growing. We might not even need another boss killer. Might as well play out the Pixie. Yeah, gain armor, gain damage, shield on resolve. I mean, we can pick you off and then start applying a bunch of decay. Prolong this fight a bit so the decay can do some damage. And we should be good. Yeah, our stack of troops is just too large for this enemy. Sure, they're knocking it down a little, but yeah, not enough to really push through. Rot is a good method to kill frontliners, but I think I really want Infectory here, because that's gonna prevent a lot of damage to our units by placing extra blockers in front of them. Do I want Celestial Storm? Not really. We're not gonna have that much conduit, and we don't have any control over our moon phases, so I don't think I'm gonna grab a Celestial Storm. More mushroom units sounds like a good idea. Merchant of Magic is also good. Merchant of Arms isn't bad. We could get one here together with an armory. That goes very well together, I think. That sounds alright. We don't need it immediately. What do we have here? Fire Healing and Permafrost. Cost reduction on something like Glow Up is very nice. Another Cluster Kernel, but there's also Prickly Puffball. Revenge Apply Decay 5 to the attacker. We don't really have a great way to keep your health up though. So I'm more interested in potentially getting a second Cluster Kernel, but if I want that, I think I would dupe mine. So, not quite sure if we pick that. Do I want a Prickly Puffball? I mean, just slapping a bunch of health on it and it would at least be somewhat useful. I'm gonna skip. Oh! Cluster of 3 large crystals containing Entropy's strange power forces the train to stop. You can take one of them to investigate. The first crystal is extraordinarily heavy for its size. The second crystal is completely weightless and hollow. The third crystal is growing at an incredible pace. Do you take one of Entropy's crystals? Let's see, we have the option to gain triple stack. But where would we even put that on? I don't think we can put it on Glow Up, right? Yeah, we can. The second option is Permafrost. Reserve permanently gain 5 magic power. That's even worse. And then the final one is upgrade a spell to cost 4 less. That's also not great. Like, sorry Entropy, but we don't have the spells to benefit from you, and I don't want to take even more blights. We really don't want more blights. Let's cost reduce the Glow Up, because that one is gonna be important. I could slap magic power on a Witch Weave, and I think I will. It's pretty cheap and quite worth it. And we get a hold. Ah! I didn't pay attention. Right, we're back on Covenant 5. We do have the increased cost. Oh, I shouldn't have bought the magic power. I didn't think. That was not good. I would have loved holdover on Glow Up. But maybe it's also not that important in the first place. Let's grab some 20 magic power and consume on this, and don't need a cost reduction at all. I could put it on Gravity, but I think it's a spell that's valuable enough that I don't really want consume on it. I do have a second copy though. Well, let's head on to Archeon. We get Pyre Hunter, so we're gonna face relatively low damage but multi-striking Archeon. And we kinda wanna have our main floor be on the bottom, and you don't need protection right now, you can be... Oh yeah, right, you do have armor. I forgot about that. We definitely grab an infectory down here. So that we can grow some shrooms. Let's reduce our damage a bit, the incoming damage, I mean. And start working on you. 12, 37, another 9. Yeah, you're not getting healed, okay. I just wanted to make sure that it's not... Well, no, killing the backliner would have added like 3 damage to the fallen champion. Doesn't matter enough. We have descent, so we could send Archeon to the bottom line and then start using all these spore touches on him. We should. Let's also remove you from this equation and put a spear steward. Actually on this floor makes sense. You're gonna have a stack of 7, so you're doing like, you lose 1, so you're doing like 6 times 3, 18 damage. That's 42, 56. That should be enough to take out that flagellant easily, so we don't need to spore touch it anymore. I want this troop to survive, so propagate that. I could also have propagated the decay, that would also be fine. But I think we'll be fine dealing with Archeon. We already have a bunch of decay on him, so that's not gonna be a problem. I would like to equip both loam coats, but I think here on the bottom floor there is more incoming damage, so I think that's the higher priority. I'm not sure how much the conduit is gonna matter up there, but we'll put it there for now. That's an extra 4 decay, 12 damage, 45. I guess we can't kill you on this floor, so I might as well. You know what? There. Come to the bottom floor again, Archeon. I dare you. No? Okay. What a shame. Everything dies here, but we could reduce the damage a bit. I'm actually gonna propagate the decay on you. Yeah, I think we'll be just fine dealing with this flagellant, so let's add some more decay to Archeon. I know I do still have the option to apply spell weakness to enemies, just don't really have the spells to make that be super worthwhile. This is in Ascent mode. I guess our best usage is taking care of that. And then put some more decay on Archeon. Unfortunately we can't use these to heal, so we'll use them for tiny amounts of damage instead. We already slapped the loam coat on you, so no need to play another one. Let's just get these out. We're already killing Archeon. Nice! You know, the action decay, pretty good actually. Pretty good. Very nice to kill boss enemies and small backline units. Lunar Cycle Staff. We don't currently have a great way to moon cycle. And by that I mean we don't have a way to 2 additional moon cycles, so this would just slowly be growing by 1 per turn. But maybe that's already worth it. Guess I should have taken a multi-strike. I didn't think about equipment. Yeah. Deadly variant, apply decay equal to 5 times sap. We don't currently apply sap. It's mostly a boss killer, which we don't need. Lunar Cycle stuff could at least help us with dealing with bigger frontliners. Well, we have a multi-strike unit available here, potentially. Or a very tanky unit in Shade Guard. I kinda wanna grab one of those. Nightingale is a bit hard to set up because of the low HP. We can't just use gravity on it. And we would need a way to ensure it's new moon. Otherwise the multi-strike is only gonna be active every other turn. Maybe we can set it up on a second floor. Also, I think I'm gonna grab Heaven's Light here for additional capacity. That makes our setup a lot easier. And I think I'm gonna go for some Merchant of Trinkets here. Although I could do the same thing next floor. And I don't currently have spells that I really wanna upgrade. And this is a lot of value. It would just mean this is relatively low value. Or I could wait with my unit upgrades until very late. Maybe I'm okay with that. I think my units are alright. That's another +1 stack. It's not huge. We don't have like crazy amount of decay spreading. Maybe I should be taking the incant options, but we also don't really have a great rally trigger, so it's not like we get a ton out of that as well. But we are casting a lot of spells. I'm gonna diversify into the incant option here. Yes, Shroom Ponyx helps our troops. It actually only propagates on our unit, so it won't help with decay. If we get the conduit online, that's good. The regen we don't care, we can't heal, but like we can propagate our troops. That's pretty good. I wish I could afford another one. I would get Odie's Totem, but having this setup Ember does matter as well. Oh. Well, I guess we know who the Lunar Cycle staff goes on now. We have to take that. Because gain a stack of multi-strike for each Blight card in your deck. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You already have multi-strike 11. Because we added Dante's Candle when we play you. So you're gonna have 12 attacks. Just put the Lunar Cycle staff on you and you're gonna go crazy. Titanskin 4, that's annoying. Makes our Dante a lot weaker. I only have 4 Ember to work with. I think it's gotta be that. I do want to play Dante, but it's not a huge priority. I think Nightingale just got hard outclassed by Dante. Actually, yeah, we don't need to set up Dante right now. We can do that later. Dante is not gonna do very much in this combat yet, so I just wanna play him to add the extra Dante's Candle to the deck. And I will take a damage to do so. With the Titan skin, Dante can't do anything right now. That's okay though. Let's start spreading some troop. so that we don't take quite as much damage. We will still take, unfortunately, all of the decay on our actual unit, who is eventually just gonna die from that, but by the time that happens, we hopefully generated enough troops that that doesn't matter. Let's see. I think I'm gonna apply spell weakness and nuke you with that. And we can also apply troops, decay. 5 damage to our fungi. Don't care about it too much. We could propagate our fungi, but we could also increase your decay. Oh, are you gonna protect Dante next turn? Probably with the steward. Yeah, I think I wanna get your decay up, so that you guaranteed die no matter what happens. Okay, that's on the top floor, that makes things easier. Let's play down an infectory, that's gonna help a lot. I am willing to take some damage to play a lone coat. And then we just play these cards to incant our troop up. Nice! We can't really descend Dante anymore, that's okay though. I'm gonna play the candle. I care about the Moon Pixie, I kinda do. That allows me to potentially do some damage with my Witch Weaves. And maybe means that I can kill this guy before my units die to their attack. Well, could have done so no matter what. You already have a loam coat. Who else cares about the loam coat? I guess Dante does. Propagating the conduit. Can't really play these ball touches, even though I would like to use them to incant. But I don't want to decay my own units. When a unit gains decay, yeah, it's when a unit gains decay, not when an enemy gains decay. I have way too many Vengeful Shards in my hand. Can't really do anything about that. Who do we propagate on? I mean, the Witch Wave is not gonna do anything on the enemies. 2 more stacks of fungi or 2 more stacks of decay. Wait, what am I doing? It's the Corruptor, I can't play spells down there. As much as I want to. Why are all of you corrupted? What happened? Apply corruption 5 to all your units? Oh no! Uh-oh. I think I have to allow some corruption because I do need... Wait. Yeah, I do need that. Oh, this is horrible. That's his extra effect? That's so mean. I might just die to that guy. Because my units can't survive that corruption. Sure, we have a bunch of decay on that guy, but we're not gonna survive for very long. At this point we just need to stack decay. The corruption we gain doesn't even matter at all because we're gonna die in one hit anyways. This is Ascend, unfortunately. Yeah, and Dante can't even. Oh wait, we overrode the lunar cycle stuff. I shouldn't have done that. I should have kept it growing. 129. Actually, I need to play these. Wait. 25 health on a shield steward. So I can incant 3 times and we'll still be okay. Then I can place down a spear steward. Wait, I can even place down a shield steward, which gives me more time for my decay to tick. I might be able to get that down to only take 1 hit from the pyre. Okay. We place that down. 220 and then 50 from the pyre and another 60. We'll take 2 hits on the pyre. That's okay. 3, 4? Yeah, of course the decay ticks down. That was so bad. Tome of Evergrowth to sap enemies. Mushy Room also to sap enemies, and Pandemic. Pandemic is really good. That is a good way to mostly neutralize frontliners. This is a way to phase, and we can also get some more incant triggers out of it. Hi, Tryhard Only, welcome! Glad to see you. Let's grab some more trinkets. Yeah, I'll grab a guild marker. I will no, I don't need an ever-churning soil. I was like, hey, I have so many cards in the deck. But I also already have 10 draw. Much more than that, even. I am gonna basically play Blight and the spell every turn. So this gives me an extra draw on my Lunar Cycle Staff. And on any room upgrades or units I play. Oh, World-Ending Strain would be so nice. Ancient Rules. The first spell played each turn costs 2 less right now, but that's eventually gonna go down to 3 less. Or go up. That makes our Pandemic easier to cast. That's about it. Shroom units apply decay 1 to enemy units on summon. You know, actually that's amazing. Sorry, Ancient Roots, I would love you. I can't get you. We can't really set up the shield stewards on deploy anymore. So let's remove some of them. Let's also remove a spear steward here. And then we don't want another Dante, that's not gonna do much for us. We don't want a second Lunar Cycle Staff, I don't think. I could see us getting another Pandemic. But it's Cluster Kernel. Especially with the Sap-Suckling Spring. That just means we are gonna apply so much decay. Oh, the -1 pyre, -1 energy definitely hurts. But I guess we can do We can do that. We can just deal with that. You do have decay set, but I don't really care about the attack of my units. I could ascend something. I could just ascend you out of the way. You don't do fire damage after all. And then I can start spreading decay. And now with the combination of Sapsuckling Spring and Madame Lion's Mane's Incant spawning units and her status enhancer increasing the amount we add decay to our enemies, that's just a really strong combination. Because every spell we cast now also spreads 3 decay. That's just amazing. I think we just have to take a lot of damage to these Vengeful Shards because we kinda need our units. I don't know if I even want more Dante's Candles, so... Kinda do want another Cluster Kernel, but I might not need it. But I definitely want a Loam Coat. Because that just means our stack is gonna grow faster. Which also means we spread more decay on the enemies. Do wanna kill that Collector. I guess I'll place a Shield Steward down for that. Don't really wanna do too many incants here. But I do need a bunch of sap on the Ravenous Zealot. So I still think I will do my incants. Just until everyone who matters is done. The Psycho Staff, I mostly just want to grow it. I don't care so much about the damage just yet. I just want to have it equipped so it grows. Eventually it's gonna go on Dante. Let's just grab another copy of Spore Touch. Mostly just so I can do more incants. We're definitely grabbing Ember next so that we can actually do reasonable setup. I should play more into Versatile Ember Staff. Not that I have the option to do that this turn. Because I can't play a unit and a Blight at the same time. With that hand. I wouldn't mind some fire health. Yeah, and this is already enough to win, so let's minimize our incoming damage. I'm still gonna spread decay because that's just what we do. And it's fun. Spreading decay is fun. Have the enemies fall apart. Mushroom Pox. Deal 20 damage to and apply decay 10 to all units. That would be nice if we made the lowest floor empty. And if we had a lot more Ember. That is the main problem right now. What do we have in terms of consume cards? We have a Pandemic, but that's... yeah, Stardust Invocation. We have one of these with consume. That's about it though. Skip. Hexcalation could be alright. Don't care enough. Dante needs some upgrades. Dante needs some damage. Dante needs to be large. Titanite, do we still have a slot open on the Sentinel? We do, that's good. And then we reroll looking for damage. I mean, we could get 14 damage, or we could get just 10 damage, but quick as well. The 4 damage kinda matters, but so does the quick. I'll get quick on Dante. What else? Feel like these units are not long for this deck. I'll definitely get the stewards out first. No, actually I think these units can stay. Especially the Nightingale, with some extra attack and health. The health, very clearly optional, but I think I want it. As soon as we get some extra energy, this will be a lot easier to play out and set up. Let's go to Kale. I also don't mind that we got some extra pyre health out of that. That was very useful. Let's set up Madame Lion's Mane. Do we need the Silent Sentinel anymore? We could just double set up Cluster Kernel and just have the troops tank the hits. No, actually I don't want that. I think that's a bit too scary. Mostly it's too scary because the first wave could just kill Lion's Mane. Well, it wouldn't have, but... let's see. Once we start... We don't have the room yet. What is it? Grow room? Not grow room. In factory. Grow room would be the... at the end of combat propagate one on all units. We're facing the damage shielders. I would like to kill that one. So let's do it. Okay, we definitely should maximize our incant triggers this turn. We can also trigger the extra Ember from the Ember Staff. If we set up the Cluster Kernel, and I kinda wanna do that. Do I kill the backliner here to prevent some damage to our troop stack? No, I think I throw the damage against the front guy. I could descend. Could descend the Cluster Kernel right now. We have enough damage here to kill the Executioner. And with your stealth you're gonna be just fine. How do you have 4 stealth? Oh, Shroom Ponix, you will just have stealth forever. Yeah, that's amazing. $41, we're facing 36, so that means the stack will at least survive. And this guy's just gonna die to the stealth guy and the decay. Even with the damage shield, they will just die to the decay. Let's play the Lunar Cycle Staff to get that one to grow. You know, this is not the worst spot for it. That was an equipment, so Vengeful Shard and then a spell will get us the extra card. We can't increase that again. No, we can't. I was wondering because it reset to 0 before the end of the turn. So I thought maybe you could increase it. Yeah, I think this deck is finally in a stage where it works fairly well. So if we set up Dante, we don't need Dante here. No, we don't. I can save myself the additional candle. Dante is more of a later game thing. We do have the Infectory now, so killing units is good. Like, we're just doing alright. We don't need to do anything beyond what we're currently doing. Kale already has so much decay, so take out one of these guys. Everything dies here. So let's propagate. This is Ascend. That doesn't help us. And grow the stack a bit. This guy is a little bit annoying. Don't really want to play anything. I mean, this guy looks like he will be a problem, but they're actually not. They're actually not a problem, because look how much decay we just applied to them. 20 decay already. Also, there is only one wave remaining, so we're just gonna be facing off against Kale in one more turn. So all of these units don't even matter. And Kale will die. So let's just play out these things. Now we're just stacking a bunch of decay on them and everything's fine. Hello Evox! Welcome! I don't think I want another Lunar Cycle Staff, not this late. Even our current one is only gotten to 12 damage so far. Unearthed Treasure, draw a spell from the consume pile. We don't consume that many cards. It's a skip. and we get extra Ember, so we can make our setup a bit easier. Don't care that much about unit upgrades now that Dante is upgraded. It's only just the Moon Pixie left, and I don't mind. So let's head over to the right. We can either gain extra decay stacks, or we can spawn 2 on edge, which is whenever we consume a card on the floor. Unfortunately, we have very few consume cards. We do have the Pandemic, which adds new ones to the pile. But our deck is pretty thick, so we're not gonna go back to that very quickly. And we have the Witch Weave and the Stardust Invocation. No, I'd rather spread more decay instead. And here we could even remove Consume from a spell, which I don't care that much about. I'm gonna grab a Pandemic. Cost reduction. And put Consume on one of the Witch Weaves. Higher healing, kinda nice. That would not be bad on a Pandemic, but yeah, not important enough. Pandemic gets the double stack. It just makes it a big nuke against anything that's somewhat tanky. Yeah, let's reduce that to 0 cost. I don't mind if it consumes. Let's make one more Witch Weave capable of killing backliners. And then I think I don't want to actually remove cards because 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Like 35% of our deck is Blight. Anything that is not a Blight is good. It's above average. We could take another Dante, which would definitely win for us. So I guess we just do that. Just have an extra Dante. Sure, we would have to deal with so many Dante's candles, but we have the Pyre Health for that. Reanimate, we can deal with Reanimate. We apply a bunch of decay on the bottom floor, and then they will die on the top floor by the latest. Let's set up like that. We can't put a Dante here yet. We can only place one Dante on the field. I do want to do that. Yeah, Dante is also gonna clear out any units that try to reanimate. Let's see. No incant enemies on the bottom floor. Let's get your first life off. I mean, you don't even matter. I think this is Stardust Invocation, creating a copy of Pandemic to float around in the deck. And then we descend Dante, and like everything dies, we don't have to play the Pandemics. Wait, I would have had to play that. Well, it's gone now. I just wanted the face from... Dante is just wiping everything out before anything even gets to act, right? I guess that's just how Dante works. A quick Dante with 16 multi-strike and 40 damage. You don't mess with that. You just don't. It's not a good idea. Dante just keeps going until everything's dead. Dante doesn't stop. Dante doesn't stop for anyone, really. I could get the extra Ember and card draw, but at this point I don't really care. I'm basically immortal anyways, because no enemy ever gets to attack with Dante on the field. Actually, one enemy got to attack. Congrats, you did it. You're a champion. Unfortunately, this is full moon, so I don't actually play another Dante. I am definitely gonna do that in the I'm definitely gonna do that in the Seraph fight, but oops, sorry, Moon Pixie. I should have ascended the zero attack unit. Dante is one of the only ways to do endless. What? Endless fights at the end. Yeah, I can see that. Dante can scale infinitely, especially if you give him like on Slay, like the Bloody Blade that grows on Slay. Not everyone is dying here. What is wrong with you all? Let's make sure that at least you die. Yeah, Dante or Infinite. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I guess a good run can like get a couple endless floors. Like you can very easily get the 3 you need for the achievement with a just halfway decent run. But if you wanna really go up there in the endless, then yeah, Dante would be a good way to do that, I think. Let's not take the Dante's candle damage. What did I just say about Dante's candle damage? $24? Not bad. I think I've only done like 8 or even 7, but I've only ever tried once. We don't want to incant you. You're just gonna put spikes on everyone. Dante's just suiciding on the spikes, huh? I mean, to be expected. The rest of our floor can also fight, so I'm not worried. There we go. Reanimate 70. Yeah, that's a problem. Reanimate 70 is definitely a problem. I guess you can use Melting Remnant to remove buffs. Hold over what's it called? It's been too long. You can just get resin removal and hold that over, and that will get rid of all the reanimates. Do I care about any of these? I mean, Inhale is not bad. Core of Night is super broken. That just means our units won't get attacked ever again. I mean, we could down this Inferno, but why would we? We only have 2 candles right now anyways, so Titan's Kin 2 just means we don't have to deal with all the Vengeful Shards at all. We're not going to the Titans, otherwise that would be a great way to counter counter Entropy, Savagery, and Dominion. Dominion. That would be a good way to counter Dominion. When applying spell weakness, no. Hematome is generally pretty good. I will get the spore. We don't have a way to upgrade our units anymore. I could put a Bloodthirsty Blade on Dante now. Super don't care. It's a bit too late to start growing that. Glass Cannon? We are facing Dominion, we can't do that. And Equalizing Rings, yeah. We'll slap the Equalizing Rings and the Lunar Cycle Staff together. Wait, no. We slap the Equalizing Rings and the Loam Coat together. And then we make them deployable. It would be Lunar Cycle Staff and the Loam Coat if we were still early on in the run, but we aren't. I don't want to remove anything. Any card is better than our... I'll grab the Deep Wood Oil. It's some armor. Any card is better than our Blight. And because we incant a lot, we just want to keep our spells no matter what, and just incant with them, no matter if they don't do much by themselves. Look, I don't have the Ember to play out everything, but I don't need to. I just need 2 Dantes, and that's all we need. Wrong order actually, I could have had 1 more multi-strike on this one, it doesn't matter. We do want a unit to take the sap, which is not hard, because any spell will give us a unit that will take all the sap. And that's that. We can give you a Lunar Cycle Staff. I actually want that fungi to die, so I don't need to incant anymore on that floor. We don't need to play the Vengeful Shards. Oh, Cover of Night. Ordering. You know, I want that Cluster Kernel. It's not crazy important, but it is... I do care about it. Let's start the Decay setup on Seraph. And then we just gain Stealth. And because we propagate each turn, that Stealth will just stay on. Not on the fungi, that one is just gonna take some hits, but I guess they don't mind. We might even be able to keep them alive here. I would like to protect that Dante from getting 1,000,000 corruption. Oh, you can't Stardust Invocation a Stardust Invocation. Got it. That makes sense, I suppose. This Vengeful Shard is not eligible. Oh, no, they're all not eligible. Okay. It doesn't super matter what we grab here. It's Ascent, unfortunately. Yeah, I do want the damage on. I do want the damage on. Wait. How much damage is 80 times 18? That's 800 plus another 640, 1440. Not quite enough to kill Seraph yet. But it's getting very close. Sure, we no longer have the damage down here. Wait. Why did Dante die to that? Did I have some kind of crazy magic power? Wait, it's decent. Yeah, I have to change the moon phase first. What happened there? Did I miss something? Let's make a copy of this. Wait, handful. Of course. Of course it's full. Oh, we can have two Dantes here, huh? What happened before? Just the Dantes. Rapid firing at Seraph. And if Seraph comes to the bottom floor, we might just be able to put enough decay onto Seraph to enter fight. Maybe. Never mind. That's entirely not necessary, so... There we go. The machine gun Dante. Dantes. The Dante twins. Just blasting Seraph. That was fun. Dig deep. Spawn one. For every 10 cards in your deck, spawn one more. That would have been pretty good. It would have been like spawn 5. Well, spawn 5 for 2 is alright. It's decent. It's not like crazy. And there's the mitosis cap. I had that already unlocked because I found it from a random equipment at one time. So I had it in my thingy already. What achievement did I get just there? Oh, it's just beating this specific dimensional challenge. This one gives an achievement. Let's have a look at a run summary just in case you're interested. Well, mostly it was just Dante the Dependable doing most of the work here. At the very end, at least. Other than that, it was Lion's Mane spreading the decay everywhere. Well, that was a good run. Good first run.